Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Mark Blunden with eXp Realty serving Laguna Woods Village and South Orange County. And this is your May 2026 Laguna Woods Village Market Pulse, where today we are breaking down the April numbers and what they actually mean for buyers and sellers inside the gates. We're going to cover inventory, how fast homes are selling, pricing, negotiation trends, what is happening mutual by mutual, and most importantly, what this means if you are planning to buy or sell over the next 60 to 90 days. Now, April is typically one of the more active spring market months. More listings hit the market, buyer activity usually increases, and this year we definitely saw some movement. But the story is nuanced, because while inventory increased, homes actually sold faster. And while median pricing softened, seller leverage remained firm in many segments of the market. So there is a lot to unpack this month, so let's dive in. If you are new here, welcome to Living in Laguna Woods Village. On this channel, we cover the real costs, rules, and what life is actually like inside the gates. My team and I help buyers and sellers navigate Laguna Woods Village without surprises. Because Laguna Woods is not a typical real estate market. Different mutuals, different ownership structures, different buyer pools, different financial qualifications. And understanding those differences matters, especially in a market like this. Here are the top things to know from April's data. First, inventory moved higher. Active listings increased from 197 to 216. That's a meaningful increase, and what it tells us is more sellers are entering the market as we move deeper into spring. Importantly, this is not excessive inventory, but buyers absolutely have more options today than they did a few months ago. Second, speed improved. Days on market dropped from 28 days in March to just 16 days in April. That's a very notable shift, and honestly, it tells us that well-positioned homes are still moving quickly, especially properties that are priced correctly, well presented, and aligned with current buyer expectations. Third, pricing softened. Median sales price moved from $519,000 down to $476,000. Now, before you panic, this does not mean that values suddenly collapsed. In Laguna Woods, median price can swing significantly month to month based on the mix of homes that sold. More co-ops, more fixer properties, more towers units, different floor plans, all of that affects the overall median sales price. Fourth, negotiation tightened slightly. Percent of original list price received increased from 98.6% up to 98.8%. That tells us that sellers are maintaining relatively strong negotiating positions overall, especially in the most desirable pricing bands and floor plans. Fifth, closings decreased. Closed sales moved down from 47 to 41. Not dramatic, but it does suggest a market that remains selective. And finally, month supply of inventory increased from 3.8 up to 4.5 months. This is important because it tells us we're moving more toward a balanced market environment. Not heavily favoring buyers, not heavily favoring sellers. More balanced, and in balanced markets, strategy matters even more. Let's take a deeper look at inventory. Active listings increased from 197 to 216. This is one of the most important numbers in the report because inventory shapes buyer psychology. When buyers have fewer choices, they move faster. When buyers have more choices, they become more selective. And that is exactly what we're seeing right now. Inventory is building, but not excessively. This doesn't feel like oversupply, it feels more like normalization. And importantly, desirable homes are still separating themselves from the pack very quickly. So if you're selling, presentation and pricing matter enormously right now, the days of simply putting it on the market and waiting are becoming less reliable. homes that launch correctly are doing well. Homes that miss the market initially can struggle. Now, what does this mean if you're buying? Well, you finally have a little more breathing room. More inventory means more opportunities to compare floor plans, locations, views, mutuals without feeling rushed every second. But great properties still move quickly, especially in the strongest areas of United and 3rd. Now, let's talk speed. Days on market dropped from 28 days down to just 16. That's a major improvement. And honestly, this is one of the strongest signals in the report. This tells us demand is still very real, because despite rising inventory, buyers are still stepping in quickly when properties are positioned correctly. And what I'm seeing on the ground matches the numbers. Updated homes, strong locations, good natural light, good floor plans, reasonably priced properties, those homes are moving. So the takeaway, if you're a seller, your first week matters tremendously, momentum matters, freshness matters, and strategic pricing matters. If you're a buyer, you still need to be prepared when the right property appears, especially for premium floor plans or strong view locations. Month supply of inventory increased from 3.8 up to 4.5 months. This metric helps us understand overall market balance. Lower inventory generally favors sellers, whereas higher inventory favors buyers. And right now, Laguna Woods is moving towards a more balanced market. Not weak, not overheated, balanced. And balanced markets are often healthier long term. So sellers, you can still succeed very well in this market, but strategy matters now very much, condition matters very much, presentation matters very much. And buyers are comparing your property against more competition. So what does this mean for buyers? Well, you have more negotiating flexibility than you did earlier this year, but you don't have unlimited leverage. The best homes are still commanding strong attention and going under contract quickly. Now, let's look at negotiation. Percent of original list price received increased slightly from 98.6 to 98.8%. This tells us sellers are still holding fairly strong positions overall, especially sellers who price correctly from day one. And this is something I talk about constantly. The market rewards accurate pricing, not aspirational pricing. Buyers do not assume every seller is desperate to sell. That's not what the data is showing us. Well-positioned homes are still negotiating from strength. Sellers, if you launch correctly, buyers are still willing to pay close to the asking price, but you need to enter the market strategically. Closed sales decreased from 47 down to 41. This is not too alarming, but it does reinforce the idea that this is a selective market. Buyers are active, but thoughtful. And that is a very common Laguna Woods theme, because buyers here tend to analyze carefully monthly costs, mutual structure, location, lifestyle fit, all of those things matter. And what this means is that the market is functioning, but buyers are not blindly chasing everything. Median sales price moved from $519,000 down to $476,000. Again, in Laguna Woods, median price can fluctuate heavily month to month based on the sales mix, and this month likely included a higher percentage of lower priced inventory, and we'll look at that when we do the mutual by mutual breakdown. The key point here, I would not interpret this as broad value collapse. I would interpret it as sales composition shift. That is a very important distinction. Indeed, last month's data showed significantly fewer homes selling in third mutual, which tends to have a higher average sales price, and significantly more homes selling in United Mutual, which tends to have a lower average selling price. So there's a good reason why the overall median sales price could come down significantly. Price per square foot remained relatively stable overall, and this is one of the healthier indicators to watch in Laguna Woods, because it helps smooth out some of the distortion created by varying floor plans and mutual types. Desirable, updated homes in strong locations are continuing to maintain value surprisingly well, especially properties with views, good natural light, updated kitchens and baths, strong locations near amenities, or favorable walkability. Hi, it's Mark here. If you're exploring 55 plus communities in Orange County such as Laguna Woods Village, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 9 months, we'll walk you through everything from floor plans to financing, HOAs and monthly costs. Call, text, email or schedule a Zoom below. We're here to make your move simple and stress-free. Now, let's go mutual by mutual, because this is where Laguna Woods gets really interesting. It's difficult to analyze this community as one giant market. United behaves differently from Third. Third behaves differently from the Towers. Different buyers, different ownership structures, different price points, different lifestyles, and understanding that nuance is where real market expertise matters. United Mutual posted 21 closed sales in April with a median price of $429,000, 15 days on market, and 100% average sales to list price ratio. And that is impressive. What that tells us is that well-priced co-ops are moving very efficiently right now. Buyers still see strong value in United, especially because monthly living costs can often remain comparatively attractive. Sellers in United, presentation matters enormously. Updated interiors, scraped ceilings, strong flooring, mini splits, and natural light all matter right now. Buyers in United, good inventory is moving quickly, especially popular floor plans in quieter pockets with strong greenbelt settings. Third Mutual posted 17 closed sales with a median sales price of $530,000, 16 days on market, and a sales to list price ratio of 99.3%. Again, healthy numbers. This tells us that demand for Third Mutual remains strong, especially for buyers prioritizing condominium ownership, views, garages, elevator buildings, and financing flexibility. Sellers in Third, premium locations and updated units continue to command strong attention, especially view properties. Buyers in Third, competition still exists for the best inventory, and buyers need to move decisively when strong properties hit the market. The Towers had 2 closed sales in April with a median sales price of $186,500 and 106 days average on the market. Sales to list price ratio was 89.6%. This tells us that the Towers continues to operate as a very different market segment. Longer timelines, different buyer pool, different pricing dynamics. Sellers' pricing strategy is critical in the Towers. Overpricing can dramatically extend market time. Buyers often have more negotiating leverage here compared to United or Third. If you remember one thing from this month, remember this: Laguna Woods is becoming a more balanced market. Great properties are still performing very well, and that's the key distinction. This is not a struggling market, it is a selective market. So here is the summary. Inventory increased, homes sold faster, negotiation remained relatively firm, and the market moved towards greater balance overall. If you're selling, you absolutely can succeed in this market, but strategy matters, preparation matters, and positioning matters. If you're buying, you finally have slightly more breathing room, but the best opportunities still move very quickly. Here's what we're expecting over the next 60 to 90 days. We expect inventory to continue building modestly into the summer. We expect well-positioned homes to continue selling relatively quickly, and we expect buyers to remain highly selective, especially given ongoing sensitivity to HOA costs, insurance costs, and overall monthly affordability. And honestly, we think expertise matters enormously in this environment because Laguna Woods is not a simple market. Understanding the nuances between mutuals, floor plans, locations, and buyer psychology can make a huge difference. If you want a true mutual level snapshot for your home or your home search, including pricing strategy, days on market expectations, negotiation positioning, and full monthly cost breakdowns, reach out anytime. You can call or text on 949-599-4086, or you can email us at mark@markblunden.com, or you can schedule a Zoom with us. All the information is in the description below. I'm Mark Blunden with eXp Realty. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in next month's update.